The atmosphere outside the venue was electric long before the doors officially opened. Fans lined the streets, cameras flashed from every direction, and anticipation continued to build with every passing minute. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. Taylor Swift arrived at the Songwriters Hall of Fame ceremony, stepping onto the red carpet with confidence, elegance, and the unmistakable presence of an artist who has spent nearly 2 decades reshaping modern music. Before we dive into this historic night, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments where you are watching from and what your favorite Taylor Swift song is. Tonight's story is not just about another celebrity appearance. It is about a career-defining milestone, a celebration of songwriting excellence, and the powerful support system standing behind one of the most influential artists of her generation. As Taylor Swift made her entrance, the energy around the venue instantly shifted. Every camera turned in her direction. Every conversation paused. Every headline suddenly had its star. Dressed for one of the most important nights of her career, Swift greeted supporters and media while making her way toward a ceremony that many music industry insiders described as a landmark moment. The Songwriters Hall of Fame has long been regarded as one of the highest honors a songwriter can receive. Unlike awards focused on commercial success or chart performance, this recognition celebrates the craft itself. It honors the ability to transform emotions, experiences, and stories into songs that resonate across generations. For Taylor Swift, songwriting has always been at the center of everything. Long before stadium tours, record-breaking albums, and global headlines, there was a young songwriter sitting with a guitar, putting her thoughts onto paper. Those early songs introduced audiences to a voice that felt deeply personal and remarkably relatable. Over the years, that voice evolved, matured, and expanded into one of the most successful songwriting catalogs in contemporary music. From country beginnings to pop dominance and beyond, Swift built a reputation not only as a performer but as a storyteller. Her lyrics became conversation starters. Her albums became cultural events. Her songs became soundtracks to countless lives around the world. And now, that journey had led her to this historic induction. But while much of the attention was understandably focused on Taylor herself, another familiar name quickly became part of the conversation: Travis Kelce. The NFL superstar and Taylor Swift's longtime partner was reportedly among those celebrating this major achievement, adding another layer of interest to an evening already filled with excitement. Over the past several years, the relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce has become one of the most closely followed stories in entertainment and sports. Their public appearances have generated enormous attention, bringing together 2 passionate fan communities and creating headlines around the world. Yet what stood out most on this particular night was not celebrity spectacle. It was support. As Taylor prepared to receive one of the most meaningful honors of her career, many observers noted how significant it was to have people in her corner celebrating the moment alongside her. Sources close to the event described an atmosphere of pride, appreciation, and admiration for everything Swift has accomplished. And when you consider the path she took to reach this stage, that admiration becomes easy to understand. Few artists have experienced a career trajectory quite like Taylor Swift's. She entered the music industry as a teenager with ambitious dreams and an extraordinary ability to connect through storytelling. Critics initially praised her songwriting maturity. Fans connected with her honesty. Industry veterans recognized her potential. What followed was a series of achievements that would redefine expectations. Multi-platinum albums, sold-out world tours, historic streaming records, award show victories, cultural influence extending far beyond music. Yet through every transformation, songwriting remained the common thread. Whether crafting intimate acoustic ballads, stadium-sized anthems, emotional reflections, or sharply observed narratives, Swift consistently demonstrated an ability to translate personal experiences into universally understood emotions. That skill helped establish her as one of the defining songwriters of her generation. And that is exactly why this induction carried such significance. This was not simply another trophy. It was recognition from an institution dedicated to honoring the creators behind the music. The people who write the words, the people who shape the melodies, the people who tell the stories. For Taylor Swift, receiving that recognition represented years of dedication, creativity, and artistic growth. As the evening unfolded, guests reflected on the remarkable impact of her work. Industry figures praised her ability to evolve while maintaining authenticity. Fellow songwriters highlighted her influence on a new generation of artists. Fans celebrated a milestone many believed was inevitable but still deeply emotional to witness. And then came a moment that reminded everyone why nights like these matter. Because beyond the awards, beyond the headlines, and beyond the celebrity status, there was something deeply human about the occasion. A songwriter being recognized for the words she wrote. A creator being honored for the stories she shared. A career being celebrated not only for its commercial success but for its artistic contribution. At this point in the evening, the excitement inside the venue reached another level. Conversations shifted from anticipation to reflection. Guests discussed favorite lyrics. Memorable songs were revisited. Defining moments from Swift's career resurfaced. For many attendees, it felt less like an industry ceremony and more like a celebration of musical storytelling itself. And yet, there was still more to come. Because as the night progressed, attention increasingly focused on the broader meaning of Swift's induction. What does it mean when an artist who began writing songs as a teenager reaches this level of recognition? What does it say about persistence, growth, and creative ambition? The answer may be found in the extraordinary connection she has built with audiences over the years. Taylor Swift songs often feel personal, but their impact is universal. Listeners see themselves in her stories. They find comfort in her lyrics. They revisit songs during important moments in their own lives. That emotional connection transformed her music into something larger than entertainment. It became part of culture, and that cultural impact was impossible to ignore during this ceremony. Every mention of her achievements seemed to generate another wave of applause. Every reflection on her songwriting journey reinforced the significance of the occasion. Every tribute served as a reminder of how much influence one artist can have through the power of words and music. Meanwhile, fans around the world followed every update. Social media exploded with reactions. Photos circulated within minutes. Videos generated millions of views. Supporters celebrated the recognition as though it were a victory shared by an entire community. In many ways, it was because Swift's career has always been built on a uniquely strong relationship with her audience. They have followed her through different musical eras. They have supported her creative risks. They have embraced her artistic evolution. As celebrations continued throughout the evening, many people inside the venue couldn't help but reflect on just how far Taylor Swift had come. What made the night especially meaningful was the contrast between where her journey began and where it had now arrived. Years ago, she was a teenager carrying a guitar and a notebook filled with lyrics. Tonight, she was being celebrated by some of the most respected names in the music industry as one of the defining songwriters of her era. Throughout the ceremony, conversations repeatedly returned to one theme: consistency. Success in music often comes in waves. Artists rise, dominate headlines, and sometimes fade from public attention. But Taylor Swift has managed something remarkably rare. She has remained culturally relevant across multiple generations of listeners while continuing to evolve creatively. That achievement did not happen by accident. It happened because songwriting was never treated as a secondary skill. For Swift, songwriting became the foundation upon which everything else was built. Every album represented a new chapter. Every era introduced a different perspective. Every lyric offered another glimpse into stories that resonated with millions of people around the world. Industry veterans attending the event spoke about how difficult it is to maintain artistic credibility while achieving commercial success on a massive scale. Yet Taylor Swift managed to accomplish both. Her songs topped charts. Her albums broke records. Her tours generated historic numbers. But perhaps most importantly, her writing continued to connect. That connection was visible everywhere during the Hall of Fame celebration. Guests shared stories about songs that had stayed with them for years. Fellow artists discussed how Swift's work influenced their own creative journeys. Executives producers, and musicians reflected on the lasting impact of her catalog. The atmosphere felt less like a formal ceremony and more like a gathering of people who genuinely respected the craft behind the success. Meanwhile, outside the venue, fans remained glued to every update. Images from the red carpet spread rapidly across social media. Clips from the event generated millions of views. Reaction videos appeared almost instantly. Trending topics related to Taylor Swift dominated entertainment discussions across multiple platforms. The public interest was enormous. But there was another reason this night generated so much attention. People weren't just celebrating Taylor Swift's past. They were wondering what comes next. That question has followed her throughout nearly every stage of her career. When she transitioned from country to pop, people wondered what would happen next. When she began re-recording her albums, people wondered what would happen next. When she launched one of the most successful tours in music history, people wondered what would happen next. And now, after receiving one of the highest honors available to songwriters, the question remained: what comes next for Taylor Swift? The answer, at least for now, remains unclear. Yet that uncertainty may be part of what keeps audiences fascinated. Few artists possess the ability to continuously reinvent themselves while remaining unmistakably recognizable. Taylor Swift has mastered that balance. She evolves without abandoning her identity. She experiments without losing authenticity. She changes while somehow remaining familiar. Those qualities have helped transform her from a successful musician into a global cultural figure. As discussions about her future continued, attention inevitably shifted toward another aspect of her life that has captivated fans worldwide: her relationship with Travis Kelce. For many observers, one of the most interesting elements of this chapter in Swift's life has been the visible support between the two stars. Both operate in entirely different industries. Taylor dominates music. Travis dominates football. Yet their relationship has become one of the most talked about partnerships in popular culture. And on a night dedicated to celebrating Taylor's achievements, countless fans were delighted to see reports of Kelce proudly supporting her accomplishment. Those close to the couple have often described a relationship built on mutual admiration and understanding. That support appears especially meaningful during major milestones like this one. After all, moments of recognition often carry emotional weight that extends beyond professional achievement. They become personal milestones, memories shared with family, friends, and loved ones. Moments that remain significant long after the headlines disappear. As the evening progressed, attendees continued to discuss the extraordinary scope of Swift's influence. One particularly interesting topic centered around the way her songwriting has transcended traditional audience boundaries. Her music reaches teenagers discovering her work for the first time. It reaches adults who have followed her career from the beginning. It reaches listeners in countries across the globe. It reaches people from vastly different backgrounds and experiences. That level of connection is rare. Many artists achieve popularity. Far fewer achieve universality. Taylor Swift's ability to create songs that feel simultaneously personal and relatable has become one of her defining strengths. It is also one of the reasons her Hall of Fame induction felt so appropriate. The honor was not merely about chart positions or sales numbers. It was about storytelling. And storytelling remains at the heart of everything she does. As guests revisited highlights from her career, certain themes repeatedly emerged: growth, resilience, creativity, reinvention, determination. These qualities appeared throughout her journey. They helped her navigate industry challenges. They helped her overcome criticism. They helped her adapt to changing trends while maintaining artistic integrity. Most importantly, they helped her continue writing songs that mattered. That reality became impossible to ignore as the ceremony entered its later stages. Every speech, every tribute, every reflection. Yet even after the applause faded and the ceremony moved toward its closing moments, the significance of Taylor Swift's induction continued to grow. Because the more people reflected on the achievement, the more they realized this was about far more than a single evening. This was the culmination of years of dedication to a craft that often goes unnoticed behind the spotlight. Fans see performances. They see music videos. They see sold-out stadiums and record-breaking tours. But behind every unforgettable moment stands a songwriter. Someone sitting alone with a notebook. Someone searching for the right words. Someone turning emotions into melodies. And on this historic night, the industry paused to honor exactly that. As guests mingled following the ceremony, stories about Swift's songwriting process became a major topic of conversation. Many artists attending the event spoke openly about the admiration they have for her work ethic. One recurring theme emerged again and again: discipline. While talent is often discussed when it comes to Taylor Swift, those who know the music industry understand that talent alone is never enough. Longevity requires discipline. Consistency requires discipline. Relevance requires discipline. And perhaps most importantly, great songwriting requires discipline. Over the years, Swift has demonstrated an extraordinary commitment to refining her craft. Album after album, era after era, challenge after challenge. She continued writing, continued creating, continued evolving. That relentless dedication helped transform her into one of the most successful songwriters of the modern era. But there was another aspect of her success that many people inside the venue highlighted: courage. Writing personal songs requires vulnerability. Sharing those songs with the world requires courage. Allowing millions of people to interpret, analyze, celebrate, and criticize your work requires even more courage. Yet Taylor Swift built an entire career on that foundation. She never shied away from telling stories. Whether those stories explored love, heartbreak, friendship, ambition, growth, or self-discovery, she consistently invited listeners into her world. That openness became one of her greatest strengths. Created trust. It built loyalty. It established a connection with audiences that few artists have ever achieved. And perhaps that connection was more visible than ever on the night of her Hall of Fame induction. Across social media platforms, reactions poured in from every corner of the world. Fans shared emotional messages. Artists posted tributes. Industry leaders offered congratulations. Entertainment outlets rushed to cover every detail of the event. The response was overwhelming. And yet, amid all the excitement, one particular detail continued attracting attention: Travis Kelce. The NFL superstar's support became one of the most talked about elements surrounding the celebration. Not because he was attempting to steal attention. Quite the opposite. Many fans appreciated the fact that the focus remained entirely on Taylor's achievement. Kelce's role was simply that of a supportive partner. And in many ways, that made the story even more compelling. In a world where celebrity relationships are often dominated by headlines and speculation, this moment felt refreshingly straightforward. One successful person celebrating another successful person. One partner cheering for the other. One major milestone shared together. For supporters of both Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, it was another example of the mutual respect that has become a defining characteristic of their relationship. As discussions continued throughout the evening, many attendees reflected on how unique Taylor's journey has been. Very few artists successfully transition through multiple eras while maintaining widespread popularity. Even fewer manage to expand their audience with each transformation. Yet Swift accomplished exactly that. Her country fans followed her into pop. Her pop fans followed her into alternative-inspired projects. New listeners joined along the way. Existing listeners stayed loyal. The audience kept growing. The influence kept expanding. And perhaps most impressively, the songwriting remained at the center of everything.